Okay, hi everyone. So we finished off last time, giving the legs a little bit of a pull like this on the previous page. We're on page 28. And then we came up. I have these pillows here for the next pose. And we did a little bit of side to side. This is really excellent for the hip flexors and quads, and we're just moving the person slowly. Don't go too fast, side to side. And there's all different variations in terms of stretching the quads. Sorry. We're going to bring the heel towards the foot. Now, this person has a very tight body, so I'm going to drop one leg, let him drop one leg down. If I put my hand in here, I can do that. And we might have already done this in that last session, I can't remember. But anyway, so we do this, and we can stretch the quad. And you'll notice how tight actually maybe you can't see it, I'm going to move the video. You can see how tight his foot is here. It has not a lot of range of motion, so it probably would have worked that earlier, but here we go. We're trying to get the quad stretch by bringing the heel. So I'll do the other side. And like I said, I might drop that leg so that I can go in here. If they have knee issues, I'll put my hand in the crease of their knee. Depends what's going on. Okay, and then I'm going to take both feet together, put one foot on top of the other, and lean in and see if that works for them. May not be able to do that with everyone, especially if they have knee issues. Quads are really tight. Often people will say, oh, you know, that hurts, but it's actually just the quad stretching. It's not pain-like. Okay, and then that's where we're going from here. And so we can do a little bit of that again. And then we can bring the legs down. And I have this person's feet on a pillow. I'm just going to show you that. Because when they don't have a pillow under their foot, they try to do that with their foot, which is not good for the knee. It's torquing the knee, torquing the ankle. And that's because the top of their foot is tight. I don't know if you can see that well in the video. So what I have to do then, if I observe that, is I have to put a pillow. That will also make the movement that we're going to do next for the spine work a lot better. Okay, so now I'm going to move here. And so now I work my way over the body to the spine. And all I do is I'm placing my hand on the sacrum, and I'm just moving them back and forth. And the action is kind of like this. I'm pushing my heel of my hand forward, then I'm using my fingers to draw back. So that's the action. And this is really important, just like when we shake it, like when they're lying on their back, it tells us a lot about what's going on in the person's body. So if you get no movement here, you know you have to work differently. So what you want to do is get into a rhythm where it's kind of like back and forth, and you can even use two hands to do this and get this back and forth. And then once you get a good rhythm going, so he's tight, so there's not as good of a rhythm, you can start palming, and you palm up onto the erector spinae muscle. And you can go down the inside, close to your body, and you can take the hand to the outside. But when I do the outside, I want to come up on a little higher so that the pressure is down and I'm not using my arms to do the work. And then just moving back and forth. Just playing with it a little bit. It's like you're kind of kneading dough, and you're just trying to find where is the person tight. And if you get a good rhythm, then you don't have to keep one hand on the hip. You can just move forward or up the body. But if there's no rhythm going, he's doing okay here. It's a little bit of a rhythm. And then another action to do is to take your hand and put one spinal muscle on the on the heel of the hand and the other one on your fingers, and then you're going to scrunch them together. So you pull them towards the spine. Remember, we're always thinking about the bodies that we're working on. If this works for one person, it may not work for another person. If somebody's really wide, you can't grab the spinal muscles. Your hand's not big enough if you've got a small hand and they've got a wide back. So you just kind of go with what you can do. And then you can always move into a more traditional palming. So that's with no movement in the body. Coming up over your work and just pressing down, and you can use palm. My favorite here is actually thumb under palm, and the thumb pushes in to the tissue quite nicely and pulls it away from the spine. So I like that one quite a bit. Make sure you're over your work. Again, you shouldn't be feeling lots of pressure in the shoulders, upper body. It's really just momentum that is making things happen here. Okay. So I'm reverted to a little bit of a movement here. And then of course you can always come up and do palming this way. So hands are like this on each side of the spine. And I can either walk, I can just press, again being right over my work. You need good hand flexion here. If you don't have flexion in the wrist, this is not going to work. And you can work all the way up into the shoulders. And when you're doing that movement, it's always good to work around the shoulder blade. And then again, we have thumbs. You can use thumbs. You can thumb walk, or you can do thumb circles. In the dynamic school, they're not as big on thumbing at all. You don't really thumb at all, but in the traditional, it's a staple. So again, just showing you. Again, I'm going to move a little bit here, my camera. Just showing you how when you're rocking, you can work all around the shoulder blade too, and that can feel pretty good for people. And it's just about really getting a rhythm. All right, so that takes us to those pages, and I think Beth has more to show you as well. So, namaste.
You do this